So today's the day I have the most time. And with this time, I'm gonna go get 3 more boards. And then with that, I'm gonna burn them. The hardest thing is going to be moving that tank. And then maybe do some blocking today. Hopefully I have enough time, just because every day's been getting progressively worse due to looking at the weather. Back to the same old, measure, cut, measure, cut. So I'm in a bit of a jam here now. I want to do the burning, but don't mind that wall. That is the spot right there that we put the tank. But without my wife, I cannot pick up that tank myself. It is very heavy. And if I could just drag it out, that'd be great. But we have that there, which prevents rain from just going inside. So I can drag it up to the end of that, but the blowtorch is never gonna make it all the way here, where I dug it out. I have 2 options that I can think of. Dig way more back so I can try to catch it, but then it'll be right at this edge right here, right at the edge right there. Or put the tank on the floor, drag it up, and have it bounce on the floor when I get to the other end. I'm not really sure what to do. All right, idea time. I'm gonna put a plywood here. I'm gonna lean it up, and then hopefully it'll like slide down instead of that bouncing action. It's much higher on this side, but that's what I've come up with. So we'll see. We've used quite a bit of this tank, so it's not as heavy as it used to be, but still kind of nervous about it going, boom. So before my wife left, she told me that she doesn't think that the rocks were really helpful because it was picking it up and maybe it was letting too much heat out through all the sides. And I kind of agreed with her with that. So I decided to do something a little bit different. So I put it on the floor, but now there's pretty much no gap. So I need some type of gap. So I think I'm just gonna dig a little bit more. As you can see, I put aluminum there just so that I don't burn the floor itself. I don't know, I don't even know if it's useful or not, but I'm gonna try it. Instead of digging, actually, maybe I'll just bring it a little bit more forward so I have a little bit more of a gap, and I'm gonna put the other aluminum that I have here on the side of it there so that it doesn't really come out, because I have to come from the other side because that's where the blowtorch extends to. So this day is pretty much just me trying to burn these 3 planks, and we'll see what else I can get out of it. It looks kind of dim today. It doesn't look that great, but we're gonna keep pushing through until it starts raining. But this is just taking a long time today. Since I am alone, I have to get everything ready. Got my broom, got to get the gloves, and I got to get the water ready too. So it's gonna be spilling out the water the entire time, just so that have everything ready with it. Getting ready. The water is pouring out. I know it's a waste of water, but I don't want to run back and forth once this starts up. I've already put it inside. And gloves, fire thingy, fire starter. So let's get this started. Let's just see how well I can do this on my own. Let's turn off the bottom. Top burn a little bit more. Let's get this phone out the way. Right, so first time by myself doing it all. Not that great. So I guess one, I got a little bit nervous that it was already like burning a lot, and I was just freaking out a little bit, I guess, because I was still trying to open it up in all the sections to get the flame to come through all the edges. And then I didn't leave it there long enough, I can tell. But one of the boards was just like, one of the boards was leaning on the other ones because it's on the back, because I have it slightly angled, and it always does that. And this time it did not burn well on one of the boards on one of the sides, because again, I didn't go to it and really open it up much because I got a little nervous with it. And then I may have sprayed the bottom a little bit too fast, but the bottoms look comparably much better. But I'll show you guys right now. So you see the bottoms, and then this is the one that was being leaned on. As you can see, as you can tell, both edges did not burn well. So I have to waste the blowtorch on it again. It's not the worst job. I guess so. Yeah, it's the worst job ever. So as you can see, this one was kind of cracking there, but this one was starting to get that crocodile skin. I just didn't let it. You can still see the wood. So I'm gonna have to burn it up a little bit more. I feel like it just looks nice, but it didn't burn enough. Like, you can still see wood right there. So I'm gonna have to redo these. Well, not redo them, but you know, get the blowtorch and burn them up a little bit more extra. So we're just gonna do the same process where I'm gonna put them up now, let them sit overnight. Something in my eye. Let them sit overnight, and when they're not super, hopefully they kind of come back, and then tomorrow I'll burn them and let them dry, let them cool down a little bit, apply the linseed oil, and maybe put them up tomorrow then, if I have enough time after all that. So first time could have been better. The other day I was talking to my mom on the phone, and we were talking about that not everybody's meant for this type of life, homesteading or living off grid or being self-sufficient, because you know, not everybody has the qualities for it. And at first I agree with her, because we were talking about like my family and everything like that. And then after I got off the phone with her, I started to think that I don't agree with that. I think that anybody is capable of doing these types of things. You know, as humans, as people, as, you know, bipedal, you know, thumb possessing, cranium growing individuals, we all have the capabilities of doing anything. Pretty much anything we set our mind to, and that's why we've accomplished amazing things. And sure, not everybody wants this life, and I definitely think it's a want instead of a possibility, but anybody can do anything, and as long as you put your mind to it, you can accomplish great things. So even if somebody is very modern, like for example, I grew up in major cities all my life. I was born in New York. I lived in New Jersey. I lived in Houston. I moved to North Carolina, which was probably the least major city, which was Winston-Salem. And then my wife and I moved to Madrid, Spain, which is a huge city. And after that, we've come here. So we've been in cities all of our lives. And this is not something that we were like, oh, we can definitely, we have all the skills. We have all the skills for this. We came here, we found out, and we're learning. And I think that's the thing that we all can do, is that we can learn. So in the end, I think that this is just something we chose, and whatever you guys choose to do, definitely put all your focus and all of your strength into that, and all your motivation and determination, and you guys too can create or do great things. Nobody is meant to just be something. We can do anything. At least that's what I believe. And I hope you guys out there can definitely do and be whatever it is that you guys want to be. All right, so I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't fall off, because now I have to do the really hard part, which is go inside, measure everything, because I forgot to do that ahead of time, and figure out where the blocking is so I can shoot it in there, because now I don't have a helper. So this is going to take some time. What do you guys think? Did I hit it or miss it? Based on the echo, I did not hit it. I was nowhere even close. I was 5.5 inches off. This is 6 inches. This is not an 8x8. This is a 6x6. Plus our 3/4 inch plywood. Plus our 1.75 inch 2x4, which is our sill plate. Going up from our floor inside, going up to it, going up to the blocking was 36 inches and a half. Adding 6 plus 6 is 42, plus an extra inch is 45, 43. I don't know why I said 45, sorry. 3 1/4 and 3 1/4 is another 1.5 inches. So 40, 43 and a half. I shouldn't be off by 5 inches. You guys will fix my math, right? I just don't understand what I don't understand what I calculated wrong. 5 whole inches. Okay. Bad thing, 2 did not go in. I don't know if you can see that. That kind of sucks. So this is something I never thought I would do, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys for a little bit. I don't know how to sit or stand, or I know I touch my face a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to you guys for a little bit. Growing up, I lived in major cities all my life, and I don't know what ever possessed me or what made me want to, but I always wanted to leave the city and live and live away from it all. I always remember there was one time that my mom, I think when we first moved to Houston, my mom was looking for homes, and there was this one home that was kind of like in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it was in the middle of nowhere though, but the photo sure seemed, and I think it had some land connected to it as well. And I just thought that would be the best thing ever. But you know, for education wise, the schools were not close by. So there were a couple of things that we just couldn't probably do. Or that weren't capable, or weren't possible. I don't know. But in the end, we didn't move there. We moved into like the heart of Houston area, in a very populated area. And I always remember that day. because I kind of wished we had moved out. I kind of wished we had moved out to the outskirts a little bit more, because something about nature's trees and solitude has always been kind of, you know, appealing. But yeah, that's just a quick story about me.